Hey, y'all. We are live. Happy Monday evening. This is my review for The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 5. Now, it is nighttime and it is only 6 p.m. Eastern, yet it looks like it's 10 p.m. outside behind me. But I love a little backdrop when I'm doing a review, so it's okay. Hey to everyone that came into the chat early. I appreciate you. Before we get into this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Um, Particularly subscribe because now I am at that time again, at that lovely time. At that lovely time where I am near my next 1,000th mark. So I have about less than maybe 200 subscribers to go till I hit 17K. So please, I would appreciate this as a baby YouTuber that y'all get me over the threshold. Well, the next one. Because look, 20K, I might do something crazy. Because 20K for a YouTube channel for me, that's a big deal. Anyway, my libations tonight is sponsored by Via Ray. This is the Rosé Prosecco. It's quite delicious. I was off today, no bartending. So yeah, after I did my notes for this, I was just like, look, I'm going to enjoy myself today. And this is one of my favorite franchises. And let's get into it. So good. You have a few people in the room now to start. I think we can. Now, if you were just, popping in for the replay, you can skip all this. But I'm enjoying this live. I'm enjoying our time together. We're going to get into it. Thank you. I appreciate you. Where do you find that wine in NYC? All you got to do is go to the Via Ray website, and they have all the stores. You just put in your zip code. And see, y'all, they're not even paying me. That's how much I like it. Anyway, let's get into this. So we left off on Stacy being chastised about the nothing burger accusation that she dated Chris Samuels. Stacy says she does know Chris and he's a great guy. Like she says they were both divorcees and they have a lot of friends in common. Ashley continues to grill her, saying that, well, Chris is telling people too, girl. Stacy is cool as a cucumber. And she says, if you were a guy, wouldn't you tell someone that you were trying to date me? When she said that, I was like, honk the horn on them, Stacy, because Stacy is fine, okay? I may, not dabble in vajayjay, but Stacy is fine. Like, why wouldn't men be attracted to her or say, oh yeah, I'm trying to date that? For real? And you know what? I'm all for a humble moment. Humble moments sometimes, but look, every blue moon, you got to remind these niggas, okay? I'm just saying. Anyway, so, but then as some of the ladies have some screw faces on, because they're a table full of haters, at least half of them. Angel blurts out, he's not like that. He's not like that. She says that Chris was one of her husband's mentors. Now, cut to her being asked by production the extent of, her relationship with Chris Samuels. And she says, well, yeah, he was mentoring my husband when he was recruited in college. Okay, so you don't know him, Angel. You don't. See, this is why it's hard to root for you, girl. Like, pipe down. Like, you don't know him like that. Like, you don't know that man personally or in a casual setting or what he would say. And this is the second time she's exaggerated her proximity to somebody. Remember Charisse? She said that too. But yeah, anyway, forehead keeps digging and Stacy says, look, I am back with my husband. Period. Now what, Ashley? Now what? Because I'm not sure if y'all saw, but Bravo just like literally before I turned the camera on, they just released some more footage of Stacy from the producer camera point of view, because I don't think they know they're being filmed. And I'm not sure why outlets are saying that, like, oh, she finally admitted. She said at the table that, look, me and my husband weren't married. We were separated. Chris Samuels was divorced. Like, yeah, like I dated a lot of men. I didn't have sex with anybody. So I'm just like, who cares? Who cares? Yeah, I was like, college, damn, he's like 50 now. Well, exactly. I'm like, the timeline isn't adding up. Like, did you like hang out with Chris Samuels the other day? You know? Anyway, Gizelle asks Stacy, does she know Monique? And she says no. Stacy asks, that's y'all's friend, right? And I'm like, time out right quick. So the only person at this table who even knows Monique and is possibly still friendly with Monique is Ashley. So it's even stupider that anybody cares if she went on a date with Monique's ex-husband when they're not even friends with her at the table. Like Ashley, I'm gonna give that to her. Like maybe she's still friendly with Monique, but still, why do these other ladies care? So then cut to Stacy confessional, and she says, you can't expose something that's not true. And I'm gonna live my best life in that nameless robe and have a great time. Teflon Stacy. Teflon Stacy. Cheers to you, girl. So she then tells the group, y'all want me to be somebody else so bad. And you can't accept who I am. Look, I know that's right. Like, but then followed by Angel, of all people, saying, I can relate to that, Stacy. Girl, shut up. Shut up. Like, you just tried to negate her claim minutes earlier about her knowing Chris and saying what he probably would say. Now you can relate. The flip-flopping with this woman is insane, and we will see more later. But yes, the way they chastise Stacy is just what they did to Angel for the past few episodes. So I'm not understanding why Angel is trying to be up the OG's ass right now when she should be feeling some sort of empathy towards Stacy. Also, y'all, I know y'all commenting, but I have a lot of notes to cover. But also, if you want to leave a super chat, I will definitely read it immediately. Anyway, let's move on. So, next scene, the ladies get back to one of the villas to celebrate Wendy's birthday. Kay dips back to her room because she's tired. Her vibe is completely off. Like she even confirms it in the confessional. And I think I'd rather her leave than bring the energy down in the scene. So the ladies continue playing a game, asking each other silly questions. And like same-sex attraction just seems to be like the topic always. Excuse me. I'm drinking Prosecco, something sparkly and bubbly. Tia says that she's always been attracted to Rachel Maddow, which was really random to me. Like, I really like Rachel Maddow a lot, but it's just an interesting choice for someone to lust over, But maybe she just gives a cuddly vibe. I don't know. The ladies continue playing. Let me see. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So they continue playing, and Ashley is messy and asks Jazzy, does she think her man is faithful, basically? And Jazzy admits that she definitely believes her man is faithful. Like he was, what's the word you want to use? Entanglement. He did something on her, but not anymore. She trusts him. And look, with Jazzy's situation, I see it as like with Same thing as Gabrielle Union situation. Like, she isn't the first woman to deal with the man having a break baby on her. Now, it's not the ideal situation to be in, but like, if Jazzy loves him and wants to stay with him, that is on her. And I feel like she needs to, I don't know, just find something to counter this, because her being on this platform, that is going to be the first thing that these ladies always go at on her. So then Wendy asked Angel if she could unalive anyone in the group, who would it be? First of all, that's a weird ass question. Like, I think you could have formed it differently. Like, how about if you could vote somebody off the island or banish them, but like unalive them? Like, it just seemed weird to me. But then Angel surprises everybody and says Gizelle in this moment. So Angel continues, like, we all assume she was being called a catfish, basically. Like, I took it when she said, like, when she was expressing herself to the other ladies, that she was half joking. Like, there was some truth in it, that she was annoyed by it, but she continues, like, in a half jokingly manner about, you called me a catfish or whatever like that. So we're laughing at this scene, The ladies are like actually cheering her on, high-fiving her, for standing up for herself. And I really love this moment. Like, picture, this is the first time I'm watching though, y'all. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, she's being fun now. That dark cloud K, like, she's gone. So, she's getting along with the other ladies. Everyone's fine. Everyone's having a good time. Like, look. So then, of course, people notice this change in Angel when Kay isn't around. It's just crazy that Kay has proved to the audience that she brings the vibe down, like proof. And I really don't think it's likely that she'll be asked back next season. Like, this is it. So the night ends on a great note, or so we think. And, Angel hugs everyone, including Gizelle. What do you think of Karamo saying Wendy is a stunt queen on Watch What Happens Live? I mean, it's accurate. That's what stunt queens do. Stunt queens get caught stealing and perpetuating a lifestyle. So, I mean, was it savory to do? Was it politically correct to do on Watch What Happens Live? No. But was he lying? And am I mad at him? No, not at all. So next scene, it is the following morning. We're in Kay and Angel's villa, and we see Angel is telling Kay that she's just very disappointed in Gizelle. So then Gizelle stops by, and the vibe is just awkward immediately. So then Kay leaves so Angel and Gizelle can talk. So we find out Angel is upset to the point of tears. And Gizelle is even taken aback and starts apologizing immediately. And Angel says she's disappointed and looked at Gizelle as a big sister. Time out again. Flag on the play. Flag on the motherfucking play. Why? Why? Y'all just met. You see her as a big sister? You don't know her. Have you watched the show and you're surprised by Gizelle's behavior? Come on now. Like, you can't be that naive to go on a platform without even watching it. Like, a platform that's been on TV for 10 years and you don't at least watch a little bit. Like, what did you expect from Gizelle? And she always hazes the new people. So moving on, Angel lets Gizelle know her insecurities on her appearance and says she brought up the catfishing photos to be mean. Gizelle says she didn't. She says the point of her asking about the photos was because the person she sees in front of her is beautiful and she doesn't need filters. Now, there's nuance to this situation, and I'm going to be fair and tell y'all my thoughts on this scene. Number one, Gizelle did do it for a moment at Angel's expense. Like, so she needs to cut the bullshit. Like, she was being shady about it. Like, also, I think the underlying issue is Angel just had a baby and not getting rid of the weight immediately. Of course, she's sensitive about anything involving appearance, even face. So I understand where Angel is coming from. However, point number two, if Angel would have had this energy the moment it happened, we would have been so happy, I think. Like, she finally stood up for herself in this moment. Like, yeah, but where they last left off was a complete switch up. And I wonder why. So, y'all, pretend y'all just watching this for the first time because we know what happened. But when I was watching this for the first time, I was kind of like confused a little bit because I was like, yeah, she's standing up for herself, but something switched up, you know? So I couldn't be fully happy with her getting Gizelle together because she did in that moment. And I just don't think it's fair to now try to get Gizelle together after y'all literally hugged it out. So then, you know, Gizelle doesn't apologize like this easily, but Angel, she isn't receptive to it, but she acknowledges it. She says she isn't ready for a hug just yet. And again, like I said, like, it's just bittersweet that, you know, she stood up for herself and called Gizelle ass out, but it's just under these circumstances. Do y'all agree? Let's see. Angel can't keep the same energy. I guess now that Gizelle is the oldest, she's deemed as the big sister. Before that was Karen's role. No, Angel was pulling her eyebrows up in the picture too. Pregnancy droops your eyebrows. No. I'm going to ignore you for the rest of the chat. Sir, sometimes the brain isn't working in the moment. Let's see. Angel's personality is so vanilla. I actually like Angel. She's just frustrating me, you know? So then we cut to Angel in her confessional saying, how she looks doesn't affect anybody but herself. And her husband likes it, so it's fine. And I have a husband. Oh, look, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. You're going to throw out the husband card like that. But I'm just saying, being on this platform, especially Housewives, saying I have a husband, shit like that turns around on you quickly. So I don't really recommend ladies to use like their relationship or having a husband as something like using that over somebody. So then we cut to Gizelle's confessional saying she wasn't body shaming her. Gizelle did point out her titties in her dress a few episodes ago around Kay's brunch, knowing that this woman gave birth a year ago. Go back and see. It was like a confessional scene. And then side note, this wig Gizelle got on, this half blonde right here, scattered, but then all brown right here, it's quite horrendous. Anyway, Gizelle then also mentions how Angel just flip-flop all of a sudden. So then Gizelle joins all the ladies outside lounging. Kay wants to talk to Ashley away from the group. While they step away, Gizelle tells Kay that Angel's been crying and she lets her know that she apologized to her. So then we see Kay telling Ashley the reason why she didn't stay the past evening. And it was because she was bothered by the group being insensitive to her friends' photos. But if that's the case, why did you leave your friend alone with them? That kind of was in the back of my head while watching. And then she said Wendy was a reason too, like their relationship. But I'm just like, at this point, she just needs to let it go. Her little feud with Wendy, because even if Wendy is being fake to her in this moment, Wendy has made it clear to her that she ain't worried about Kay. She ain't stunning about her at all. So I think Kay should just return that energy instead of giving Wendy like ammunition. Does that make sense? Meanwhile, with the other women, Stacy points out how rude it was of Kay to just dip out while they were celebrating Wendy's birthday. Wendy says she realizes Kay was never her friend. Again, Kay just unintentionally giving Wendy ammunition. All she needs to do is kill Wendy with kindness and like just be cordial with her, but stop trying to make a moment out of it, like because it makes you look pressed. So finally, Angel joins the ladies, and she arrived looking pissed off and just exuding the same energy that her bestie is giving. So she goes over to Angel and Kay first. Angel says her husband was ready to charter a jet to come get her out of there. And then we see in a flashback, her husband saying Gizelle almost 60, worrying about his wife's photos. Well, now, I'm not mad at him because he's doing what a husband's supposed to be doing and supporting his wife. I'm not mad at it. Back with the other ladies, Gizelle tells them what happened between her and Angel earlier. The ladies are really confused, especially, after the past night. And Wendy tells them, look, y'all, it's the same two people in the group casting this dark cloud. Oh, when she right, she right. I mean, so far, I agree. And not the sad sisters. So later on, the ladies are on a sprinter to start the activities for the day. They want to stop at the Alexander Hamilton house. And I'm like, okay, for a little culture on the trip. I don't mind that. We see Wendy, clearly throwing subliminals while they're there at Kay. Later on, we see Tia asking Angel how is she feeling. And, she understands like how after having a baby, like you're self-conscious. And then Jassy calls out Tia in that moment and says, well, at the table, you said you were thinking the same thing too, regarding the filters. We also see in a flashback earlier of Gizelle playfully calling Tia out for having the same sentiments about Angel's photos. And Tia's excuse is, well, I thought it, but the way I would have went about it, I would have talked to her privately, not in front of the group. Now, Tia, you didn't care in that moment that Gizelle put her on blast. So I don't know. I think Tia likes it when she's not in the hot seat and Angel is. So then later on, Angel is explaining to Jassy what she really meant by pointing out her husband's tenure on his team. So Jassy responds by pointing out to Angel that there was a major switch from last night to today. And she mentions to her that when she gets with Kay, like she doesn't give the same energy. So Angel then tells her last night she was actually annoyed. And, I couldn't tell that. The viewing audience couldn't. I'm sure the ladies couldn't either. And she says, well, if you knew me, you would know that. Like if you knew me better. And I'm just like, girl, now you lying. Why are you lying? Like, if I was annoyed, I wouldn't be high-fiving bitches. I'm sorry. I'd be like, nope, don't touch me. And if you were really mad, you would have left with Kay in that moment. So then, cut to Jassy in her confessional, clocking the tea that Angel must have talked to somebody between the night from when the night ended to where they are now. And lo and behold, y'all, I was gagged by this production reveal. So Production then gives us the huge reveal of what happened after she left minutes after separating from the ladies. Like, she talked to Kay and literally she switched up on camera. So when I saw this, it just made me so disappointed. Like, when I watched in real time, because I was confused too. And I was just like, there you go. That's what it makes sense now. Like, I would love to know from y'all. Let me know in the comments. Do you think her switching up at the last minute, like, oh, now she's mad, like, is it valid? Or she still had a right, to get mad at Gizelle and get her together? Like, that's what I want to know. So yeah. Thank you, Lisa, for the super chat. Angel might as well have been a part of the decor during this trip. Those steel drums gave us more in 60 seconds than Angel has in 5 episodes. Whew. Jeez. Wait, I heard Angel is a Pisces. Are you sure? You sure? Angel keeps saying, when you get to know me, when you get to know me. Girl, between your party and traveling with these women, they still don't know anything about you than you being Bobby's. Oh, come on, y'all. Oh, y'all are reading for blood. Jeez. Yep, I knew it. My friend was telling me that. Angel does not belong on reality TV. I agree with you on that. Wendy and Ashley are the Geminis. Well, Wendy, she definitely revealed herself to be a Gemini. No shade. But yeah, moving on. So next, the ladies are back, chilling at the villa together. Wendy brings up Gizelle's business being put on blast and Ashley being Captain Save-A-Ho and shielding her and the women from getting the tea. Stacy then points out how Ashley just be coming for her, and Ashley tries to say, well, you be lying. As if her bestie Gizelle hasn't lied about her relationship status with Pastor Holy Whore. Do we not remember this? So when Gizelle tries to turn it on Stacy again, I appreciate it in this moment that Wendy said, no, Chris Samuels, we don't care. Like, she wants to know about Gizelle's mystery man. And then afterward, Gizelle actually starts disclosing her business to the other ladies in the best way that she can, in a non-descriptive way. We find out that they are intimate, with her saying without saying, as well as he's met one of her daughters. And I'm just like, look, this is a lot for Gizelle. And I bet if the ladies weren't so easily produced by Gizelle and tag team her ass, like, we would be getting more information out of her all the time. Like, these ladies need to band together and put Gizelle in the hot seat more often, then we would know more about Gizelle. I just know that, well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but first, Wendy then goes into a soliloquy about how she's so happy for Gizelle now. And, she considers Gizelle like a friend. And look, from Gizelle's reaction, that seemed to be new information to her. And I just know Candace was having a fit watching this at home. I'm sure she was watching that. I would love to actually know her thoughts of that scene. But this all reveals to us that Wendy has always wanted Gizelle's friendship for the longest since she came on the show. So then, they're eating lunch and Angel says her man sent her some money for her to shop and then gives them the exact dollar amount. I didn't care, but I was just like, oh, Angel, why you did that? Like, we know you got it like that. Like, you ain't got to say it. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't think she had to say that. But then cut to Gizelle's hating ass saying Angel's like, my man. What about you, Angel? And then, we see multiple flashbacks of Angel bragging about her husband's wealth or whatnot. I don't have a problem personally because it's Housewives. I mean, y'all saw Stephanie on Miami, but I will also say, have y'all seen her husband? Have you seen her husband? I'll be gushing all the time too. I'm just saying. Look, Angel can be like, my man sent me 5 stacks and he gonna dick me down when I get home. Like, look, I know that's right. I be bragging all the time. So I did find it funny though when Jassy mentioned that, well, you ain't got to spend 5K in Neva's, girl. It's not, and I was thinking, it's not like they have like luxury shopping stores to go to. So she really didn't need that much money logistically. And I remember that little scene. I don't think I put it in my notes, but I noticed how Wendy really rolled her eyes at that comment. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Also, we have 200 people in the room. Make sure you hit that like button, and even more important, that subscribe button. A ninja trying to get to 17K. So yes, Tia is then asked about her husband, and we get some background of how they met. I am curious of their timeline and when did Tia get to America? Like, were you here for school when you met him? Like, were you just visiting on a holiday and met him? Did y'all start out long distance? I'm just curious. Because, like, she just met her man, like that's from South Side of Chicago. They seem like just like they're from 2 very different backgrounds. But then Gizelle puts a pin in the conversation like a den mother and tells the ladies they need to get ready to go shopping in a few minutes. So then they arrive to the flea market area. Wendy's feeling sick and she's sitting off to the side. Meanwhile, we're with a few of the ladies and Angel's talking about sexing her husband. Look, like I told you, have you seen her man? I'd be gushing too. My man, my man, my man, my baby, my baby. However Meg be saying it. Stacy says she wonders if she texts her estranged husband sex, what would be his reaction? Now, when she said that, I'm like, Stacy, why are you putting yourself, why are you setting yourself up like this? Like, just setting herself up. And after she sends him a selfie, he responds, I think you have the wrong number. That type of response would probably be troubling to anyone else, but Stacy says that he's just joking. And I'm like, okay, girl, okay. A little later, we see messy Ashley telling Gizelle what just happened with Stacy. And the way Stacy walked up on them, like little girls, because she just knew they were talking about her. I thought that was hilarious how she just stomped right up to them. Stacy just nips it in the bud immediately then. But Ashley, she just keep continuing to show us that she doesn't have nothing going on and is grasping for straws to maintain relevancy on this show. So then we fast forward to later in the evening. The ladies are getting ready for dinner. Wendy looks like she's still out of commission, but she's dressed and like have a full face too on in bed. I'm thinking that maybe she thought she could do it, but then like when it was time to go, she was just like, oh, I can't. And I know that feeling, like when you had that feeling like that feverish feeling and you got to take a Tylenol to get it down, like you can't do nothing. Like it's hard to even like keep your head up, But yeah, in this scene, side note, this outfit Gizelle had on, hideous. Like that. The number of fashion crimes she's committed on this show is unbelievable. Like that white skirt and this like psychedelic top, whatever this is, Like Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? When they're like, you know, the little running sequence where they're running from the monster and they have like the little 60s thing in the background. That's what it looked like. But yeah, so fast forward, they're all together at the table. Angel says to the ladies, am I going to be on the menu? That's all I want to know. The ladies are kind of taken aback, and Gizelle says, well, the night is young. Now, that made me laugh, and I got to give it to Gizelle. She gets points for that little quip because, look, that was Gizelle's warning shot. She was like, look, Heifer, like she said without saying, look, Heifer, I apologize. Like, now we can start if you want. And I'll really show you why, like, they hate me. But yeah, the topic of conversation at the table, Gizelle brings it up, of course. She brings up the K that Wendy was offended that she didn't stay for her birthday the past evening. Kay says that she was tired and, hurt for her friend. And I was just like, wait a minute, time out. Didn't she tell Ashley earlier that Wendy was also the reason why she left, like their relationship? Again, the way Kay as well as Angel are navigating this group and the drama, it just annoys me so much. It really does. So then Ashley brings up how good it was, though, for Angel to experience the group, without Kay. Jackson then brings up, well, Angel told us that she didn't have a good time last night. So then the ladies are, they're taken aback by that. And of course, Angel, she's just like, well, like it was cool, but I still felt a lot after dinner. She says she slept on it. And I'm like, she's used that before as an excuse, at Kay's brunch. But now, seeing her use it this time, I feel like it's a cop-out. It really is. Like, and then Jassy says, oh, so you woke up pissed. And then Angel agrees. And then Tia says, well, if I was heavily filtered in my photos, I would want someone to tell me. Now, I didn't expect Jassy to come for Tia and call her out in that moment. And she says, well, your photos are edited too. And what did she say? She said, like, she called her out for the edited photos and said, oh, really? And she's like, yeah, they're pretty edited. I'm gonna be honest, because y'all know I like Jassy and campaigning for her to get a flute. It just looked like she's now picking a fight with Tia, and it is foreshadowing if you saw the preview for next week. I try not to talk about the previews for next season. I mean, not next season, the next episode, because I try to just focus on what's going on now. And what I'm thinking about as I'm watching it. But yeah, the conversation then gets back to Kay when she thanks Gizelle for letting her know, because she says it felt like Wendy was just being nonchalant. So then she tells Jassy, though, that she was hurt for her putting out something that she said that Wendy told her, and, knowing that her and Wendy are fractured. I'm confused because it seemed like you weren't trying to fix your friendship with Wendy anyway. So Jassy bringing up what you said, to counter off what you were telling her, I'm just like, why do you care? It's not like you're trying to fix your relationship with Wendy. Angel was on defense yet again. Jassy, I like you, girl. Don't do too much. Exactly. Angel seems to feel like she has to follow Kay off the edge, and she's doing a good job of that. So then Jassy says, how are you mad at me when you share intimate conversations that I've had with you? And I'm assuming she's referring, details about her relationship with her man, her fiance. And Kay says, well, I just stated facts. And here we go. Jassy then asks her, are you jealous? The ladies want to know, like, now what was said about Wendy, because we saw, like, last week that Jassy didn't reveal it, what Kay told her about Wendy. So Kay says she doesn't know what Jassy is referring to and waiting for her to say it. So then Jassy accuses Kay of lying about her man having 2 kids on her. Kay says, well, it was 1. And then the back and forth continues. And then in Kay's confessional, she says Jacqueline told her Jassy said that she was a snake. Now, first of all, who? Jacqueline? Mia's friend? Really? Like, Jacqueline is as credible as Mia for all we know. And let's leave Jacqueline in the past where she belongs, please. Jacqueline told me, girl, a simple conversation off camera would have solved this matter. Now, I just don't understand Kay's beef with Jazzy as well as Stacy. Wendy, I can kind of defend, but the rest, it's just what? Side note, I was looking at Alexander Rogers' review, and when he got to this part of the episode, he was like, who's Jacqueline? I gotta text him and be like, you know who Jacqueline is. Anyway, Jazzy looks like she wants to de-escalate the situation that she's in right now, de-escalate the argument. So she says to Kay that she regrets how she responded to her. However, and I was just like, Lord, Jazzy, you should just leave it at that. Leave it at that. She don't want her to negate how, she came at her, referring to Kay. Kay says, well, I can't be responsible for what I said if I don't know what I said about Wendy. So now the credits are rolling. Kay is basically in this moment, y'all, she's calling Jazzy's bluff. Like, oh, well, say what I told you then. That's what she's really doing. She's saying that without saying it. I think Kay thinks Jassy has nothing on her. But we cut to Jassy's confessional where she says what Kay actually told her. She says Kay told her not to trust Wendy, but it was the timing of when she told her that, which would make Wendy highly upset, which is why she didn't say anything. So the episode then ends there, and I'm just hoping for Jazzy's sake that this wasn't a nothing burger, because I'm thinking, well, was the timing around her beef with NECA, like Wendy's beef with NECA, or was it around the time her house was robbed? I don't know. But yeah, this episode, I give it a 8.5, ironically. I enjoyed it overall. I was invested. It does annoy me, though, how Angel just can't seem to be consistent how I want her to be. Because I was excited for this episode. I was like, oh, she about to put Gizelle in her place. But like when I saw it, I was just like, but wait a minute. Like, she just got over this and they hugged, but now you laying into Gizelle. And then I find out, well, from production that you talked to Kay and now you just switching it around now. Anyway, Kay continues to flop and even starting to bring the energy down in scenes. Like, that's how bad it is, y'all. Like, I don't even want to see Kay on camera. Like she's fallen so far from grace. Because we were happy when she got her flu. Remember that? I know y'all remember. Go back to one of my early reviews. I was excited for her. I also Also, I like how Jazzy is not afraid to get into the mud, but I think she should just reel it on back just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, especially coming for Tia. Like, because I didn't understand that in the preview coming up, but we'll talk about that next week. It's just like, Jazzy, you ain't got to try hard. Like, you're doing fine already. You're doing fine, sweetie. You're doing fine. You don't got to do too much. Like, when you start to do too much, that's when you're going to start to lose the fans. Okay? But yeah, y'all, that's my review for the episode, my recap. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I have 226 in here. Look at me. Make sure you hype the video too when the feature is up and available for you to do so. And yeah, I would love to hear y'all comments on the episode. Look at this being short and sweet. A nice little cute 45 minutes. So yeah, y'all, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Monday evening, maybe even pop an edible. What else? I guess I'll see y'all for my Salt Lake City review on Wednesday. I guess Tuesday y'all are going to get no new content from me. Or maybe I'll do something for the Patreon. I don't know. But yeah, y'all, this was fun. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you for the